Okay, I don't know if this is working or not, people. I'm just going to wait until everything loads up a little bit here. I might just put on a little bit of music for fun. Hold on, give me a few seconds here. I just want to put some music on for fun. Sorry, give me a second here. It's Saturday afternoon. I don't expect a lot of people to show up. Don't worry about it. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to play this. I don't even know this is on. Hold on.
Power on.
Yay, we got something.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Yay.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Okay, hang in, people. Hang in. Let's have a look. There's something wacky about this. Give me a moment. Let's have a look at my own sound system. Windows Media Player. There we go. Okay. Oh, no. Sorry. I don't know if I'm even going to bother with putting any music here. So, hey, Websy. Hi, Hannah. What's going on? Hello, Jacksonville, Florida. This is just going to be a little short impromptu video. And I just wanted to share something with you guys. I woke up this morning with this thing that came to my mind, and I thought I'd better share it with people. Okay, so I'm just going to make this little tiny video, and we'll go for it. It's not going to be tarot readings or anything. So I made you some little titles here. First, let's just do it like this. Okay, first off, hey, Danielle. Hey, Catherine, what's up? What's up, Catherine? Greetings, greetings, greetings. I'm just hanging out here. I had to do a spontaneous video because of certain things that I felt this morning. So it's probably going to be very, very quiet. Saturdays are usually very quiet. Hey, Laura, what's going on? I see you. Thank you so much for dropping in. This is just going to be a little short quickie. How's things in Canada? You got there? Is it all really, really hot and full of mosquitoes, or what's the weather like? Anyway, don't worry. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Hannah. So this is going to be a weird video. I'm just letting you know up front. This is Tarot Illumination. Here we are. Greetings, Tarot Illumination, with an impromptu video. I titled it 1776 Revisited and Other Matters. And you'll see why in a little while. Okay. What I'm going to focus on is the Pluto cycle. Okay. Hi, Electra Ray. How are you? Greetings, greetings. Okay, so it's raining up there in Canada. Okay, cool. We could do with some rain here. I'm making this little video because of these powerful, like, vivid feelings. You could almost call it a vision I had this morning. And it's to do with the Pluto cycle, okay? Pluto, that crazy non-planet thing going way, way out there with the elliptical orbit, okay? So I'm mentioning the Pluto cycle and its relevance to January 2020. And why is this so important? And it's mentioned here in this little book that I wrote. I know a lot of you have seen this already. I'm just going to put this here for your reference. Okay? So, to give you some background, this is a little book that I wrote several years ago, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just wrote it because I felt I had to. And it's all about what's coming up here in January 2020, okay? And it's about wealth, and it's about money, and it's about finance, and it's about global restructuring, because that's what's going to be happening on January 2020. It's going to be a landmark historical moment for the whole planet, okay, for all of us. But now I'm going to show you something that links it directly to the United States, okay? Okay, so bear with me. This is going to get kind of freaky. I just want to show you this. Let me get my other board. Yes, vivid feelings. Yes, yes. Everyone needs to start getting 2020 ready. Correct. Now, let me show you something. I went online. Hi, Rodarius. What's going on? I'm just doing a little impromptu video for people because it really struck me today very, very vividly. Okay. I don't know why. I think it's very intense. It might be because here in the United States, the moon is in Scorpio right now, which can really intensify things. Okay. So here's something that I pulled up. July the 4th, 1776. Now, I'm not a historian, people, but I do know that that's the Declaration of Independence. That's the official birthday of the United States. So I'm just going to share this with you. Sun was in Cancer. Moon was in Aquarius. Mercury was in Cancer. Venus was in Cancer. Mars was in Gemini. Jupiter was in Cancer. Saturn was in Libra. Uranus was in Gemini. Neptune was in Virgo. And Pluto was in Capricorn. Chiron was in Aries. And the North Node was in Leo. Okay. Today, right now, the North Node is in Leo, approximately 18 degrees or something. But it's in Leo right now today. So I don't think this is a coincidence. Okay? The next thing. Yeah, you guys chat amongst yourselves, okay? I'm just going to put this out here because I feel obliged to do it because this is like a little tarot illumination, like a fetish thing I have here with these matters. So this is just raw data. This is the same data that you could go to an ephemeris and look at for the astrology. It's, you know, if they were doing outer space travel in 1776, they would have used the same data to plan the journey for their spacecraft. All right, next. I took the data here and I created a solar chart, okay? Hey, funky dope brother. Greetings, funky dope brother. Greetings, greetings, greetings. So, hold on, I got a sore throat. So, I took this information here and I created a little astro doodle from Tarot Illumination. You know, I could have done it, I can do it the technical way, I can do it online, that's fine, but I like to make my own charts. I know they're very messy, but I can see them more clearly the way I want. Okay, so this is a solar chart using what's called whole sign. Solar whole sign chart. Okay? So in other words, everything here, every single delineation is 30 degrees. It's 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. 360 degrees, okay? There you go. I'm glad you're having visions too, Websy. That would be normal for you. I know you're very, very hypersensitive. It's okay, so that would be normal. Don't worry about it. We're going through some very, very extreme planetary alignments right now, today. So have a look. I know this looks like a mess, but here's the point I'm trying to make. July 4th, 1776. Look at all these planets up here. Okay? Venus, Jupiter, Sun, Mercury, all of that in Cancer. All right? Now, look over here in the 7th house of relationship to the other. Okay? Pluto in Capricorn, 27 degrees. Mercury in Cancer, 24 degrees. So there's a very extreme direct opposition here. Mercury being the sign of business. So what I'm trying to get at here is that there's a huge polarity going on between Capricorn and Cancer. Okay, just like that. Hold on, I don't want to show you the other charts yet. Hold on. There's a big polarity between the first house. Hello, hello, only you can be you. Hi, greetings, greetings, welcome. This is just a short impromptu video. There was a big polarity here, July 4th, 1776, between all the Cancerian identity of the United States and its polar opposite over here, okay, in the 7th house. My feeling here is that this represented the monarchy over in England, from which the United States desired to separate, and in so doing, make the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776, like the birth of a nation, basically, okay? And it affected everybody at the very foundations here. So you can see this. Okay, so the very foundations of the United States were at stake here. Saturn and Libra, very, very serious stuff to do with harmony and balance, trying to find harmony and balance in the home in the United States. And at that time, the leaders of the country decided that they wanted separation from the oppressive monarchy of Great Britain. And so that's what they did. They created a new home through a very, very stressful period in time, a massive T-square at that time. Also, notice here, there is a big polarity, okay, between, okay, this is actually blue, it looks black, I'm sorry, between the Aquarius-Leo axis. My feeling here is that the moon at that time was the subconscious desire for freedom. Aquarius, the sign of freedom and liberation and to be its true self. And subconsciously, I believe this was buried for a long time, and eventually it came to the surface, okay? Revolution. Basically, I want liberty. I want freedom. I want my own life. I want my own world. I refuse, the United States, refuse to be a subject of Great Britain, the oppressor, any longer. I want to be myself. I have my own new values and my own new systems here. And so that's kind of what happened. Now, so this is historical. So this is all factual historical information, and I'm just giving you a tarot illumination in a little mini interpretation, okay? So, Danielle Duval. Okay, you see, Danielle gets it, okay? Danielle understands. Now, I'm going to show you something. So at this time of Declaration of Independence, what I feel was happening is that the United States, what we call now the United States, here we go, USA wanted freedom from Great Britain. So they created the Declaration of Independence, and they drew a line between Great Britain and the United States. July 4th, 1776. There was a massive separation. The rulers here decided enough is enough. We are no longer subject to your monarchy, your rule, your oppression. You guys are gone. Okay? We can still do business together, but you guys no longer rule us. We rule ourselves. Okay? The polarity here, very, very strongly emphasized. The polarity here, very strongly emphasized. And the deep conflict, the extremely challenging conflict that was happening at the time, which resulted in the birth of the United States as we know it today, including the Constitution. Okay? And this is the same Constitution under which we live today. Okay? Today, it's the same Constitution. okay, and all the amendments and all of that stuff, okay. Again, I'm not a historian, so don't quote me in all of this stuff. This is just my Terra Illumination perspective on things. Okay, bear with me because I'm going to get to the point here in a minute. Okay, first of all, let me emphasize again, July 4th, 1776. Here's a simple Terra Illumination astrodoodle. The whole idea was the separation between Great Britain and the United States. Great Britain and the United States. A line was drawn in the sand, and that was the end of it. Now, fast forward to January 2020. I'm going to do something now. You'll see in a minute. Hold on, I want to get some plain paper, and I don't want it to leak through to the other side. I'll come back in a minute. All right. So, I don't know if you can see this clearly on my Terra Illumination Astro Doodles, but this is what the map looks like for January 2020 on a solar whole sign chart for the United States. Solar whole sign for USA. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you know this, can see this at all. But do you notice the parallels here? I'll have to talk to you. These are my own notes, and you probably can't see them too well on the video. But in January 2020, we have a massive lineup over here in Capricorn. And that's what this book is all about. January 2020. I'm letting you guys know now, years in advance, this is a historic global moment for the whole planet. And we are building up to this now. It's now 2018, but we're on our way to this moment in time in about, whatever it is, a year and a half. So what's the point here? The point here is that there's a massive pileup of energy inside the United States in its own dynamics, its own relationship with itself, okay? In other words, there is the United States. Let's just define this as the United States. Pretend the United States as a person. Pretend you're just watching a Terra Illumination video for you, for Cancer, for January 2020. And we put you on the horizon. This is what your chart would look like, okay? The United States has a solar Cancer identity. So on January 2020, we have the North Node in Cancer, and we have the Moon in Cancer, okay? Now, this is going to be very, very fleeting. Roughly, I mean, there's going to be other planets going through here as well. Sorry. Let's just leave it like that for now. The point I'm trying to get to here is January, it's Capricorn season. So can you see this? We have the Sun. We have Saturn, we have Pluto, we have Mercury, we have Jupiter. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roughly all clustering up at that time. That is a massive, massive opposition to the Cancerian identity over here, okay? And it's all on the South Node at that time, something from which we need to outgrow, from which we need to evolve, and the journey is to come back to ourselves, our true selves, our true evolving selves in the future, okay? So there is an emphasis of a journey here. Okay, I hope you can see this kind of very fuzzy, loose arrow, okay? Now, why am I emphasizing this so much? Massive, massive polarity, piling up in the solar 7th house of the United States. It's like the relationship of the United States with itself, you with yourself. When we're doing private readings here at Tarot Illumination or doing the videos, it's all about the relationship between you and yourself. So that's what's going on here. This is for the USA. So my personal interpretation here, this is the point of this video, is that we are going to have another major event in this country, in the United States, where we're going to draw a line in the sand. The line in the sand in 1776 was drawn between the United States, a birth of a nation, and the rulers and the monarchy and the oppressors over in Great Britain. 1776. Now, today, January 2020, we are going to do the same thing. A huge line is going to be drawn in the sand, and guess what? Who is that between? My personal feeling is that it's going to be just like a person. It's going to be between the USA and the USA. Okay? And why am I saying this? Why? My feeling is the why is because there are tens of millions of people inside the United States who are sick of the oppression of the United States, by the United States, by the United States' own people, on the United States' own people. Okay? So we're basically going through what I think of and what I interpret as 1776, but a new declaration of independence of some kind is going to be declared between the United States and the United States. In other words, the United States people, the people of America, in some way or another, are going to be declaring enough is enough. Enough is enough. And it is inevitable. It is inevitable. With this much pileup of pressure on the 7th house of the United States with itself, basically looking in the mirror, it's almost like the ruling infrastructures of our country. In other words, the Federal Reserve, Washington, D.C., Social Security, all our policing and banking systems and our governmental controls and everything. Heavy emphasis on finances, heavy emphasis on global currencies. It's all going to come to a crescendo, and it's going to look to the world in terms of politics like a declaration of independence. And my feeling is the Declaration of Independence for January 2020 is going to center around wealth and money and finance. Why do I feel that? It's because it's the same dynamic that was happening back in 1776, where the United States wanted its own financial controls and independence separate from the United Kingdom. Okay, so we're reliving everything. So what my feeling will happen is that around January 2020, Electra Ray, you kind of got it there. We the people versus the government, essentially. Around January 2020, some kind of massive cataclysmic global event is going to occur inside the United States, probably to do with the Federal Reserve, the American dollar, something like that. And this is going to have a shockwave over the whole planet, because every other currency on the planet measures itself against the US dollar. The US dollar is the 0-point measurement for all other currencies. Okay? So when this happens in January 2020 in the United States, it's going to affect the whole planet. So that's why I'm bringing this out to you. Funky Dope Brother, yes, in some ways it will be a complete complete collapse of the financial systems as we know it. And I believe that 2008 was a precursor. Why am I suggesting this as a precursor? Well, now I'm going to show you. Okay. Let me just show you something here. Give me a second. I have another. Hold on. Just let me get my. This is totally impromptu, okay, people? I haven't planned this. You're seeing everything happen live because I don't do this. I'm not a school teacher or anything like that. Let me get my other chart here. Okay, here we go. You'll understand my point in a kind of more shocking way in just a moment. Let me get to this. Let me tidy my little stage here, and I'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, let me go back to this chart. So what is the point here? How did I feel all this? How did I know all this? I've already run some of these scenarios in front of several of the world's top financial astrologers, and they both concur. Okay, so there you go. Have a look very, very closely and bear with me, okay? July the 4th, 1776, Pluto was in Capricorn at 27 degrees, okay? All right, think of this as a clock, okay? A watch, a clock, or whatever. And, you know, like for example, where's the moon here? Okay, here's the moon. So it takes roughly 2.5 days for the moon to move through a sign. Okay, like today, right now, here now, the moon is in Scorpio. And by, let's see, by Monday morning, it'll be in Sagittarius, okay? And with Jupiter, where's Jupiter? Okay, with Jupiter, it takes about a year to go around here. With Venus, it takes about a month to go around, and so on and so on. So it's different for every planet. With Neptune, it's about 100 and whatever, 70, 80 years or something. And with Uranus, it's about 84 years. With Pluto, it's about 250 years. Okay, so there is Pluto sitting here, July 4th, 1776. Now look at this. Here is Pluto sitting here, 11th of January, roughly, 2020. Now, is that a coincidence, or are we looking at broad spectrum information here? Let's get real. My feeling is the reason I'm feeling 1776 revisited is because the Pluto clock has come full circle. Okay, the Pluto clock from here, 1776, has moved all the way around over the last 250 years, and it's come back to where it is. So my feeling is that we are reliving a Pluto crisis. Okay, according to the clock. So this polarity here, okay, let me put in some red ink, then maybe you'll see the correlation a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to totally mess up this chart, but that's what I'm trying to show you guys. Do you see the point here? Yes, Hannah, I know what you're saying. There are also plenty of other astrological and financial cycles that happen with Uranus and Mars and so on, the Great Depression and things like that. But I'm talking about on a really big scale here. For example, the events of 2008, 2009, guess when that happened? That happened right here when Pluto hit the 0 point of Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn right here. As soon as Pluto hit Capricorn right here, this is when Wall Street crashed, and it sent a shockwave over the whole planet. We're still living through this, okay? This is what, like a 15-year journey or something over here. We're over halfway through. So by the time we get to 2020, Capricorn, Pluto is going to be over here. Pluto is here. Pluto is here. Can you see the similarities? No, it's more than a similarity. It's a complete revisitation following the Pluto clock. Okay? I'm hoping this makes sense. Basically, it's going to be a massive shift in global economics, global politics, global finance. Okay? I try to give you an outline here in the book. All I can do is, explain my own perspectives. I'm not trying to even sell the book here. I'm just trying to let you know that I was aware of this years ago, and I'm still trying to learn it, and I'm still trying to understand it now, and I'm trying to help everybody else to understand it, because this is going to affect the whole planet, okay? The whole planet is going to be affected by the events happening in the United States, okay, at this time. When this happened over here, we didn't have things like the internets and airplanes and everything like that. So most of the events that happened with these cataclysmic changes happened inside the United States and between Great Britain. And it had some effect across the world. But today, coming up here, January 2020, when we go through the action replay, 1776 Revisited, this is going to affect the whole planet, okay? The whole effing planet. Everything. And the way it's probably most likely going to be felt is in the financial markets, wealth, money, finance, in terms of currencies. Now, I'm not going to go into a long spiel about this because it would take a much longer video. All I'm suggesting right now is people be aware. My feeling is that we're heading for 1776 Revisited. And instead of a declaration of independence between the United States and Great Britain, we're going to go for a declaration of independence and liberation and freedom from the oppressors from inside the United States. The United States versus the United States. The people, we the people, versus the people who have appointed themselves, our elected leaders, okay? I don't know if this is going to be a revolution, a physical revolution, a financial revolution. I don't know how it's going to play out. I can guarantee there will be a financial upheaval. And if anybody's interested in things like cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and stuff like that, those cryptocurrencies are simply symptoms of people on this side of the equation trying to protect themselves from the people on this side of the equation. The cryptocurrency people are here. Okay? And these folks are terrified of the cryptocurrencies. Okay? Cryptocurrencies are not going to go away. A lot of people are speculating on cryptocurrencies, but that's very dangerous. Cryptocurrencies are not supposed to be a speculative vehicle. Cryptocurrencies, the whole purpose of cryptocurrencies is to stabilize the wealth and the money and the finance that you work so hard to earn. Whereas instead it gets stripped away by the oligarchs over here. So all I'm suggesting, folks, is be prepared, get ready, start doing your homework, mark your calendars, because this is inevitable. This is an inevitability. We are heading for 1776 Revisited, and it will happen inside the United States, between the United States and itself, and that will have ripple effects across the whole planet. And I'm trying to show you that I have at least some idea of what we're talking about here by bringing this into alignment with the Pluto Cycle. It took 250 years to do this. It's 250 years to get to here. It's an action replay, people. 1776 revisited. Okay? So there you go. That's all I wanted to do. I'm going to put a link. Oh, I have to show you something really freaky now. Hold on. Where did I put that? Oh, stay there. If you really want to scare yourself, I'll try and see if I can figure out to put these links. If you guys really, really want to scare yourselves and see what we're talking about here, I would urge you to go to these two places, usdebtclock.org. Just click that and load it and watch the screen in front of you. And be prepared to be shocked, okay? The next place I would like you to visit is worldometers.info/world-population. worldometers.info/world-population. When you get there, scroll down and look at the charts for the world population. Now you run this together with this, and you can understand why we need to be concerned. Okay? Lastly, this is what the whole this little video was about, okay? This whole little video was all about the Pluto cycle and its relevance to January 2020. And the little book that I wrote, it's a little book about this stuff, Wealth, Money, Finance, Global Restructuring, January 2020, and how it's all relevant to 1776 revisited. Thank you very much to the Pluto cycle, 250 years approximately. Okay? Thank you, everybody, for visiting. I'm going to leave it at that. My messy clipboards, I'm sorry, this is about as professional as it gets here. I don't have very, very advanced technology to do all this on super graphics, but I want to thank you all for visiting and watching and living this thing with me. So where I'm not doing any live readings right now, we're going to do the Sunday night show tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also the love and relationship reports have just come out for July, okay? Okay, so this wasn't much of a fun video. It was more like an infomercial, okay? And thank you for your visiting and enjoying and hanging out. I hope you get something out of this. Take care, everybody. I love doing this for you. And if actually, you know what? If anyone's interested and you want to really get into this stuff deeply, write to Terra Illumination. And if there's like maybe 5 or 10 people who are interested, we will have a private webinar, okay? That would be a private webinar, and it would be, we would charge money for that, and you guys would be on camera, okay? We would do it through the Terra Illumination Zoom system. For example, like maybe 10 people for $10 each, like $100, and then we'll hang out for like an hour and a half, and we'll talk about this stuff in depth if anyone's interested. I'm not going to put it out there or do it if people aren't interested. But if there's 10 people who would actually seriously be interested in getting into this in a very serious way, then let me know, okay? Just send a note to Terra Illumination, okay? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now. I'm going to post it, and I'm going to put the links, okay? Thank you so, so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Okay. And yeah, anyone who is interested, just write in, go to terraillumination.com and just write it in, and we'll see what happens, okay? All the best. Have a great weekend, what's left of it. Hope to see some of you tomorrow night, Sunday Night Live, and enjoy the latest reports for July. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye. Don't be scared. We're all going to handle this together. You're all part of the wonderful new Terra Illumination Love Tribe. Bye-bye.